Welcome to my presentation about the generic main control software structure in a DQ system. First is our main control framework and features. In addition to data acquisition, DQ systems often incorporate the task of monitoring and controlling. And we hope to propose a generic main control software architecture to replace developing custom control software individually for each specific experiment. Our framework is shown in the right figure, and the two most critical components are the kernel function group and the kernel executor. The main control kernel will can scan all Python files in the service directory and add them as function groups. This feature can facilitate the addition of function groups or functionalities. Some function groups will interact with the database, and we use SQL Alchemy to implement the database operation. And our other dmatrix software modules are most developed in CPP, and so an interface between CPP and Python is needed. We have encapsulated a dmatrix port that now support ZeroMQ, boost.python, and Sui. And we support functions like bind, connect, send, and receive. Then we come to the user interface of our main control kernel. We support multiple possible executors for that, including the terminal command line, the script executor, and the web server. This feature offers flexible usage options. Then let me introduce the function group. In our main control software, options with the same domain will be defined in a group. For example, the control group. In the control group, we will define all the operations for experiment run control, like start, stop, or some command send. And for the user group, we will define the operations about user management and the role management. We define a class dmatrix group to implement the basic methods for the groups, and all the group will inherit from the dmatrix group. All the Python files of this function group will be located in a service directory, and the dmatrix core will look into the folder and add all Python files and takes the file name as their group name. And it can enable users to easily add new function groups or add operations within groups that already exist. Okay, let's go into some codes. In dmatrix group class, we define property operations. It is generated from the methods function, and it will return all the callable method of self. In the dir method, it can return all properties and methods of this object. And then we ignore all the items start with an underline or a double underline, which means the item is built-in, private, or protected, that should not be exposed to the outside world. If the item is not callable, which means the item is not a method, it will be ignored too. Then the class user, it is a function group, and it inherits from the dmatrix group. In this group, we will define all the operations about the user management. And in dmatrix core, it will looking into the service directory and find all packages and add them into the group list. Then let me introduce several executors in our main control software. We provide terminal command line, single command line, web server, and the script executor. First is the command line. We can run the command dmatrix console and enter and an interactive console will be started. Then user can type their command operations. The command format is the group name with command name and with arguments if it exists. For example, for the login command, it is user, which is the group user, plus login, which is the operation, and plus admin, which is the arguments handling here. It is the username. Also, for arguments, the format like key equal to value is also accepted. The dmatrix console also can accept single command. Users can type the command content just following the dmatrix console. It should be mentioned that in the single command mode, the dmatrix console will require user to log in before the operation is really executed. While the most used mode is the web server, we develop a simple Flask server for web control. Since all the functions are defined in the function group, so the server itself is not complex. The web frontend will send a command just like that in the terminal command line, and the server will execute just like that in our interactive console. And we also provide a script executor. We can type dmatrix auto run plus the script director, and then it will automatically execute each command within the script. The command format in the script is just the same as that in the command line. And that's all. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you very much, Jenga. Questions? One quick one from my side already, actually. You show these things very generic, but is this being done and applied within an experiment? You didn't mention that.
Yes, we have do it in Lanzhou IPM experiment called CSR external target experiment.
Yes, sir. So this is which domain?
It is a heavy ion target experiment.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, I didn't know about this one. All right, fair enough. I see. Okay. So this is a group of people, and this is actually being used in production, then, if I understand correctly. Hello? Yeah, I was asking if this is used in production, actually.
Yes, it is using now.
So yeah, by all means, if you're trying to find the, I don't know if this is a public repository or something that is more publicly available, but by all means, you can also share that if you want other people to look at.
Yes, maybe we will just make it open source in a few later,
okay.
But not now.
Understood. All right. Thank you. Thank you.